methods. Okay, we covered the whole flow diagram of how we do the design. Okay, and we covered different aspects of civil engineering in which we had to do the design, and then we moved on to some important concerns for the civil engineers. Okay, which included sustainability as well. Okay, so this is where we stopped the last lecture, which was about the benefits or the points about sustainability. So we said sustainability is doing something for the future. Okay, make sure that whatever we are doing will be good for the future generations in terms of their social acceptance, in terms of economics, in terms of environment. Okay, so we have to make sure. And I gave the example of the car, that if you are buying a very cheap car, it may have very low cost now, but in maintenance it will be very expensive. You may have to take it to the mechanic every month. Okay, some of the things we can do to increase sustainability in our design: reduce the use of new material. Okay, so try to reuse the existing material, recycle it, and so on. Then use renewable energy resources like solar and wind. Okay, and use products which consume less energy. Design for durability. Durability means I may have to spend more now, but it will work for a longer period. Okay, so you may use a material which is very expensive, but because of that material your project will work for next 20 years. You may use material which is very cheap, but then your project may finish in 5 years. Okay, so this is durability. And then we have the life cycle impact. Life cycle means the end of the project, not the end of the construction. Okay, so the building was constructed, right? This building was constructed. Is it finished? No. The building is still working, right? We are still doing operation, maintenance, management, everything we are doing. So the project is still going on. It is in the operation and management stage. This is still going on. When it will finish, when we will demolish the whole building. Okay, we will say now we don't need this building, we will remove it. So what will be the impact of the building at that time when you finish it? Okay, can I reuse this building? When I demolish the building, can I reuse this material? If I cannot use it, can I throw it anywhere? Can I dispose it anywhere? Or do I have to recycle it? Or do I have to process it or what? Okay, so this is part of life cycle impact. If you adopt sustainability in your design, what are the benefits? The first benefit is less harm to the environment. Okay, it will be good for the environment. Second is you will save cost. Okay, now cost includes overall cost. When you are doing a project, you have material, you have labor, you have land, okay, you have electricity, you have other things, right? So we are talking about the overall cost. Maybe you will, like I gave the example, maybe you are buying material which is very expensive, but it will need less maintenance. Maybe you are hiring more people, but they will finish the job faster. So we are talking about the overall cost. One particular item of cost may be very high. Okay. So for example, if we are talking about these ACs, if you go and buy AC in the market, you will find ACs which are very energy efficient, and you will find ACs which are less energy efficient. Less energy efficient, their cost will be less. More energy efficient, their cost will be more. Okay, so maybe a more efficient AC has 50 BD extra cost. Okay, 50 BD extra price. So you buy the one which is less energy efficient, but that AC is costing you more bill. Okay, so you save 50 BD in the price, but now you are putting 5 BD extra every month in the bill. Okay, so we have to look at the overall cost. And then it is our social responsibility that whatever projects we are doing should be good for the society. We have already mentioned it many times earlier as well, that engineers have to take care of the society. Okay, and I mentioned in the last topic as well that we were discussing ethics. Okay, so one of the common ethics is you have to take care of the welfare of the people. Okay, then competitive advantage. I gave the example of the AC, right? Okay, or for example, you are going to buy a car. Okay, now you don't have a car now, but if you ask someone, or you ask someone who doesn't have a car, which is a good car, they will tell you a name. Okay, they will tell you a brand. That brand is famous for what? Because their car needs less maintenance. Their maintenance is very cheap. They consume less fuel. Okay, so all of these things are good for sustainability, right? Cost saving, less environmental damage, and so on. Okay, so their brand is famous because of the sustainability they are providing. Okay, so anybody who wants to buy a car, they will ask for that car by name, that we want this one. Okay, same thing happens in engineering as well. If your projects are more sustainable, you build a good reputation, and people will ask for you by name, that we want this person, we want this company, because their projects are more sustainable. So this will give you advantage compared to other companies. Okay. Then we have a field which is called as engineering economics. You have a course of engineering economics in your study plan as well. So what is engineering economics? Application of economics principles in engineering projects. Okay, so we have a field called economics. We have a department of economics as well. They don't teach engineering. Okay, but when you take the principles of economics and apply it to engineering, we call it engineering economics. Okay. Why we need engineering economics? Because this field will help you calculate the total cost of your project at any time. Calculate the total cost of your project at any time. Okay. There are few things for which I know the cost very easily. For example, if you want to buy cement, you can go in the market and ask how much is the price of one bag of cement, right? If you want an excavator, go to the company, okay, ask them what is the price of the excavator. Okay, you can go and ask them what is the price of the excavator. If you want to rent it, you can go to another company and ask them what is the rent of the excavator. Okay, so this is called direct cost. Items for which I know the cost, I can know the cost directly from the market. If I want to hire labor, I can go to any person and ask what is the per month salary of labor. Okay, they can tell me. Okay, so this is direct cost. But okay, so what about the cost of environment? Okay, if I buy a material which will have less damage to the environment, how do I calculate the cost of damage to the environment? Can I do it directly? Can I go to the market and find out? No, right? What about safety? What is the price of safety? Can I go to any mall and find out what is the price of safety? No, right? Okay. So for these things, I need engineering economics. Okay, especially for these things. Yes, we need engineering economics for everything. Yes, for all types of costs, but especially for these things, because for these things I cannot go and just ask from the market. Environment, safety, comfort, convenience. These things are not available in the market, so their cost is not that. Got my point? Okay, so we need engineering economics. Now, another factor for which I need engineering economics specifically is the time, the factor of time. If 10 BD of today, will it be the same after 10 years? No, right? So I have to convert but my project is for 20 years. So I have to take the cost of now and see what will be its value in the future, right? So this is called as time value of money. Okay. So there are two important things for which we need engineering economics very badly. Okay. The first thing is things which are not direct, like I mentioned, safety and environment. Okay. And second thing is the time in future. How will be the value of time? How will what will be the value of money in future? Okay. Another important part of economics is benefit analysis. Okay. Now, if I'm constructing a mall will have shops, right? So if I'm the owner, I can give my shops for rent. Okay, and I will get the rent, right? Rent is direct money. I get the rent, it's money. So that money is my benefit, right? That money I'm getting is my benefit. What about a road? What about a bridge? Do we have the same situation there? Yeah? That you open the road and you start getting money? No. Right? So how do we calculate the benefit of the road? Again, then we have to apply engineering economics to calculate the benefits of the road, because benefits are not direct money. Got my point? Clear? So there are some costs which are not direct. I need engineering economics to calculate the cost. There are some benefits which are not direct. I need engineering economics to calculate them. Once I calculate everything, I have to transfer its value to future, end of the project. Okay, what will be its value at the end of the project? So that's why we need engineering economics to do all these things. Okay. Okay. So how these two things are interlinked, sustainability and economics, how they are interlinked. Sometimes a thing which is more sustainable may not look economical now. A thing which is more sustainable may not look economical now. Okay. For example, a solar power system. Okay. If you are making a building, you already have the electricity lines coming in from the EVA. So you tell them, I'm making a new building. They will say, okay, we will take this much amount of money and we will give you the connection. It's very cheap and you already have the procedure. Okay. Clear or not? So you get the line from EVA and every month you have to pay the bill, right? Every month you pay the bill. Okay. So initial is very cheap and then you have bill every month. Got it? What about solar power system? You say, okay, I will not take it from EVA, I will install my own solar power system. The solar power system initial cost is very high. Okay? And it's not like once you have installed it, you don't have to do anything. Maybe after every 4 or 5 years, you have to do the maintenance. Okay? So there is high initial cost and there is some maintenance cost as well. Who will do the maintenance? EVA? Who will do the maintenance? EVA will do the maintenance for you, for your solar system. Will they do it? No, right? You have to do it. You have to. It's your system, right? So you have to do it. Okay? So initial cost is very high and you have to do the maintenance. What is the benefit? Why should I put the solar system? Because why should I not take the connection from EVA? Why should I put my own solar system? Bill, right? So my benefit is a monthly bill. Okay. So maybe I have some initial cost and I have the maintenance. But I will save maybe 60, 70, 80, 100 BD every month. Get the point? Okay. So to understand this whole thing, I need the help of engineering economics. Okay. Otherwise, anybody would say, no, why should I pay this much or 1000 BD for solar system? Why don't I just go to EVA, they will take 100 BD, they will put the connection. 1000 BD, 100 BD, right? Which one is more economical? Looks more economical. This one, right? The connection. But with the connection, you will have bill every month. Okay, got my point? Clear? So, in some cases, to understand sustainability of a project, you need the help of engineering economics. Got it? Got it?
Still no.
Obviously. Okay. So in the conclusion, sustainability is a very important part of engineering, and you have to balance between cost and environment and social responsibility. And to do this, you need the help of engineering economics to calculate the cost of everything and to look at it in the perspective of future. Okay. Moving on to the last topic, and inshallah we will, not today, but next lecture we will try to finish it. Okay. This lecture is about communication and project management. Okay. Communication, I mentioned in the previous class as well. In all stages of engineering design, communication is involved. Okay, in all stages of engineering design, communication is a part of it. Okay, and project management. When we say project management in civil engineering, it is mainly up to the construction stage. Project management in civil engineering is mainly up to which stage? The construction. Okay. So, why we need to have good communication in engineering? Okay, because in engineering, you design things, right? You come up with new ideas. Okay, so how will you explain your idea to the client? Okay, in engineering, we have to work in teams. Okay, you are not working alone. You cannot work alone on an engineering project. You have a whole team. Okay, so you have to communicate with them. Without communication, there is no team. Agreed or not? Okay, so that's why an engineer must have good communication skills. Another thing which they found, so they saw some projects. They collected data from some projects. Okay, and they found projects in which communication is done properly, they are more successful than projects in which it was not done properly. Okay, so good communication, clear communication makes projects more successful. Okay, it makes the projects more efficient, the working more efficient and more accurate as well. Successful meaning whatever we planned, we went according to that. Okay, so this only happens if you are communicating well. Okay, so those projects in which the communication was good, they were finished, the working was very smooth, there were not many delays, it was within the budget, and they were working efficiently and accurately. So whatever they planned, they were right up to that mark. Okay, what type of communication we do in engineering? These three types. We have written communication. Written communication can involve emails, reports, documents, memos. Okay, all these are parts of written communication. Another thing which is missing here, which is what? You guys know it, right? What is missing here? Writing in written communication. Yes. Okay. It's not written here, but WhatsApp communication, WhatsApp groups and communication are now very common. Okay. They are also now a very important part of written communication. Okay. Whenever you get a job in engineering, especially in civil engineering, the first thing they do is get a new SIM and a new phone just for the company. Okay. So when they go home, they put the phone in the drawer, lock it. Okay, that's how they can relax at home. Otherwise, they cannot. Okay, I have a friend who doesn't do this. I know him. And I have other people who do this. They are very relaxed. Okay, but the point is, phone, texting, and messaging, and WhatsApping, and it's very common now. It's considered a very almost official way of communicating with your colleagues. Got my point? Okay? It's not written here. So your written communication should be very clear. People should know exactly what you are saying. It should be very concise. Okay, concise meaning to the point, brief, short. Okay, just send smileys. The thumbs up and the heart, these things. Right? Good or not? What? Now you remember
Good or
class.
wrong?
Huh?
You tell me good or wrong?
Yes.
I say good.
Why?
Or you're
You came in the class, I understand. Now we are in the class. Come, pay attention. Okay. So the point is, concise means to the point. Make it short. Okay. If you can say anything in one line, don't make it 5 lines. Okay. And it should be professional. Okay. Don't communicate don't communicate in the same way as you are doing it with your friend. Okay. Your communication with your client, your boss, and your team member should be different from the communication with your friend or with your cousin. Got my point? Okay. Use professional language and so on. Okay. Then we have verbal communication as well. Verbal communication is required when you are attending a meeting. Okay. And when you are presenting something, maybe you are the project engineer, you have to present the progress of your work. Okay. Or you are design engineer and now you are presenting your design to the client. Okay. Or maybe somebody else is presenting and now you have to discuss. Is the design good or not, the project on time? Okay. So in all these cases, we need verbal communication. Okay. So how your verbal communication should be? It should be articulate. Articulate is the same as concise. Okay. So what do I say? Concise means what? Okay. Make it short, to the point. Okay. Not like me. I'm a teacher. I can do anything, right? And people will say that it is good. So make it articulate means make it to the point. Okay, so make it short. Okay, don't waste your and others' time. Make it organized. So I was talking about the cost. Then I remembered, oh, I should discuss something in the design. So I went to the design. Then I jumped to the environment. Then I jumped to the cost. Then I jumped to the time. Listeners will get confused. Okay. So make it organized. Okay. What you will say first, what comes next, and so on. Plan everything. And make it engaging. Okay. Not like your presentations. So they were standing like this. Engineering communication. Why is communication important in engineering? Good communication is very important. Not like this. Okay. Engaging means you are talking to people. You have to talk to people. Don't read. Okay. One very common mistake when you are dealing with numbers. Okay. So I am presenting my design. So you don't say, okay, my beam dimension will be 200 millimeters by 400 millimeters. It will have 4 bars. It will have this tie bar. It will have this much dia. It will have this much area. This is boring. I can read it. I can see it. Okay. You don't need to say numbers. If you say numbers, you yourself can fall asleep. It's a very good trick to fall asleep. If you have problems sleeping, you know that they say count sheep. Okay? If you are saying numbers, it bores you. And then your mind goes to sleep. Okay? So, even if you are presenting your design, you don't have to say the numbers. Okay? Talk to people. What my point? Engaging means you are talking. What my point? Okay? Okay. Then we have visual communication as well. Very important, very effective. Okay. So visual communication can include drawings, maps, diagrams, okay, figures, tables. Okay. So they say a picture is worth how many words? Anybody heard that? A picture is worth something words. No, right? I'll come back to it. Okay. Anyway, but you agree, picture is more effective than text. Agreed? A picture is more effective than text. And our pictures can include drawings as well. It can include maps as well. Okay. Now, animation, simulation, videos is very common. Okay, because we have software which can prepare animations for us. So you can show the entire progress of your project by way of an animation or simulation. Okay, so I want to show the 10 steps of my project. I can make an animation which is showing all the 10 steps, right? Okay. We have simulation. You want to show traffic flow on the road. You can prepare a simulation video for that. It will show how the cars are moving, how many trucks I have, what speed they are moving, and so on. Got my point? Okay. So obviously this also comes under visual communication. Okay. So visual communication, as mentioned, is more effective to cover your ideas, especially if there is something new, because I cannot show it, right? It's new, so nobody knows about it. So a picture, a video, a simulation will be more helpful to show that. Okay, what type of skills you have for communication? You should have clarity. Okay, the way you say it, your hand movement, your language, it should be clear. Okay, people should know what you are saying. You should, speaking loudly is also part of clarity. The only good quality I have. Okay, so it all comes under clarity. People can hear you, they can understand you. This all comes under clarity. Okay, conciseness, I already mentioned, to the point, brief, make it short. Okay, active listening. Now communication is two ways, right? Communication is two ways. So you say and you have to listen as well. Okay, and listening should be active listening. Something which you all should be doing in the class as well. Okay, active listening means that you are listening to what the other is saying, and if you don't understand anything, you ask questions. This is part of active listening. Okay. If you are listening and you are letting everything go, okay, yes, he is saying, yeah, okay, and let him go just, okay. And after the presentation, somebody asks you what was he saying, you say, I don't know. This is not active listening. Okay. Active listening means that you take interest in what the other person is saying. Got my point? Okay. Taking interest in what the other person is saying. Okay, when you take interest, then you will ask questions, you will give him feedback and everything. Got it? Empathy. Understand others' point of view. Empathy is understanding others' point of view. Okay, so for example, you have a meeting which is going on for 1 hour. Okay, and you have a guy who just came from the site. So he is very tired. Okay. He is very tired and he has been listening to you for 1 hour, or he is being involved in the meeting for 1 hour. Now you must understand that at this point he is very tired. Okay, so you can take a break. Okay, this is what empathy means. Okay, what now? Okay, you have to understand what other is thinking about. Okay, empathy means understanding what others are thinking about. Got it? Understanding others' point of view. It can also mean, for example, you have a meeting with a client. Okay, so understanding the client's perspective. Okay, is your client a big investor? He is making a big mall. His perspective is different. If your client is a small owner of a villa, his perspective is different. You have to understand it, right? Okay, they are not thinking about the same things. These two people are not thinking about the same thing. Got it? Okay. And the last thing which is related to empathy is adaptability. You have to be flexible. You cannot use the same type of communication for everybody. Something which is good for the client may not be good for the boss. Okay? Something which is good for the boss may not be good for your trainees. What's my point? Okay? Your client is not an engineer. Okay, so you don't have to communicate to him about the design and the stress and the strain and the quality of material. He doesn't understand this. Okay, but when I present the same project to my boss, it's the same project, but my communication will be different. Okay, if I'm talking about my trainees, I have 2 trainees who are working on the same project with me. Now they are trainees. They understand engineering, but they don't understand everything. So my communication with them will be different. Got my point? Adaptability means you change your style according to the audience you have. Okay. What are some of the effective communication studies? Some of the tips, good rules. Okay? Know your audience. Try to find out what type of people you are communicating with. Knowing doesn't mean I have to have a meeting with them. No. I can just ask somebody who, for example, you have a meeting. Okay? So you can ask the person who is organizing the meeting that who will be attending the meeting, what type of people are attending the meeting. Okay? Is there anybody from the accounts? Are all of them engineers? Okay? Are all of them experienced people or some of them are new? You can ask these types of questions. Okay? Last year, I arranged a guest lecture for the communication course. Now, you guys take 242, right? English 242. It used to be something else. It used to be CNG 242. Then they gave it to me, and then so what happened? So they made it English 242. First type of people teaching communication. So better should go to English department. Anyways, I asked somebody from the English department to come in this course and give a guest lecture. Okay. So before she came, she asked me like 5-6 questions. I did not pay attention at that time. But later on, she told me I was trying to know my audience. Okay. So when I told her that my class is consisting of engineering students, she doesn't know engineering. She is from English department. Okay. But when she came for the presentation, her presentation had examples from engineering. Because she knew the audience is engineering. Got my point? Okay. So try to know as much about your audience as possible. Okay, at least their type. Okay, so you can prepare according to that. Use plain language. Plain can mean different in different settings. Okay, what they are saying is, what you are saying should be plain enough, simple enough for people who are in the room. Okay, what you are saying should be plain and simple for your audience. Okay, who are listening to you or who are reading your text. Okay, it doesn't mean I will not use any technical terms. Yes, I have to use technical terms. I am doing something for engineering. I have to use technical terms. Okay, but it should not be so high level that even a junior engineer cannot understand. If there is a junior engineer in the room, he should be able to understand as well. Got my point? Okay? Yeah, a doctor will not understand it. I agree. Okay? But everybody who is in my team will understand. This is plain enough. This is simple enough. Alright? You don't have to make it plain and simple for everybody. No. Plain and simple for the people who are getting your report, who are listening to you. Got my point? Okay? So this is relative. Okay. Yes, sir. Sure. Got it. Okay. Be concise, already mentioned. Try to be short, to the point. Okay. Use visual aids. Already mentioned it. Okay. And you guys still don't know that a picture is worth how many words? Nobody knows, right? Words less. Okay. Ask for feedback, but you understand that pictures and videos are more attractive and more efficient and more effective than text. Okay. This is why you like social media more than these slides, right? They have pictures and videos, right? So, but they understand this. This is part of the marketing that you have to put. Even the pictures are ads, but you still you will look at them. Okay, it catches the attention. Okay, so even ads, you don't like them. You think you don't like them. Okay, but the pictures and videos which are shown in the ads, you will look at them as well. It catches your attention. It catches your attention. You want to remove them, yes. You want to do the cross, the close, escape. But when this is running, you don't put your phone somewhere else. Oh, there's an ad. Okay, you don't do this, right? You wait for it 5 seconds to pass to do the escape, right? Why? Because this is catching your attention. A new picture, a new video. Okay, same thing. So this is human psychology. This is how human mind works. You see something moving or something digital or something which is animated, it catches your attention. You have to use it in your communication as well. Ask for feedback. Okay, ask your colleagues, how was my presentation? Okay, how was the content? How was the report? Ask for their feedback. Your colleagues, not me. Don't come to me after the presentation. Doctor, how was my presentation? Okay. I'll give you marks. You will see the marks. Don't come to me. Ask your friends who are sleeping during your presentation. Okay? How was it? Okay. Another important part is you are doing the communication, you have to maintain the records as well. Something which I mentioned in the last lecture as well. So recording is very important because sometimes things can get very serious and the records will help you to solve these matters. Okay? Sometimes there is a problem with the design. People take each other to the court. Okay? And then they blame each other. The problem was because of him, he says problem was because of him. Okay? How do you resolve it? How do I know problem was because of this time? You have to look at the records. Who approved what? Who said what in what meeting? Got it? Okay? So, you have to maintain the record of everything you are doing. Your presentations, your meetings, okay, your reports. Okay? You have to maintain the record. And record will also help you in future work. Okay? Taking the example of a road project. When they do the road project, underground we have utilities. Electricity line, fiber optic line, water pipeline. We have these lines, right? So when they do the project, they do the excavation and they are lines. So they close them or do something. When they finish the project, they put them back. Okay? Maybe they moved it. The water pipeline goes somewhere, now they moved it. Somebody comes after 5 years and he wants to work on the same location. How would he know where is the water pipeline? You have to look at the records, right? In the documents. Okay? And this is, by the way, requirement for every project. That you have to get the approval from the ministry, the housing, for your design. By the way, they get the approval, they will take your design, they will look at their records. So you are saying, I will do excavation 10 meters. At 10 meters, there are electricity line and water pipeline. They will not give you the approval. Got my point? Okay, so documentation is very important even for future work as well. Alright? Okay, some of the challenges you face during communication. The first one, all of us know, right? You don't understand me, I don't understand you. But we are living happy, right? The language barrier. Doctor, why are you giving us case studies in the exam? My English is not very good. My Arabic is not very good. What can you do? I'm still living here, right? Okay. Technical terminology. What technical terms you can use in the communication and everybody should understand it. Okay? Everybody does not know everything. So you have to select. Okay? And you have to give some explanation as well. Cultural differences. Something which is considered normal in one culture is considered very rude in the other culture. Okay? For example, somebody enters the room, they are here for a meeting. Okay? They directly go the laptop and they put the presentation, they start presenting. Okay? In this culture, even in Pakistan, in this culture, this will be considered weird, right? And why didn't he say salam? Why did he ask how are you? How are you? Everything is fine. Normal, right? This is normal. A person enters the room, they do this, right? In the meeting, not in the class. Some of you do it in the class as well. I have some people like this. You will enter Assalamu alaikum and so on. What is this? But you get the point. Here, in this culture, it is very normal that when you enter the room, you are in the meeting, you have to do all these things first before you start talking about the project, right? Okay? If I don't do this, they will consider me very rude. But in other cultures, this is normal. I'm here for the presentation. I came, I present, I will go. It's normal. Get the point? So you must know what is acceptable in that culture. Alright? Okay? How you can improve your communication skills. Okay? First of all, practice active learning. Active listening. Okay? Practice active listening. All of you. From now onwards. Okay? For my sake. Clear? Clear? Okay? So active Listening means you have to take interest in what the other is saying. Okay, and you can practice it with your friends, with your cousin, with your family. Okay, they will love it. Okay, and you don't have to tell me I'm practicing active listening with you. Strict. No. When they are saying something, you pay attention. Okay, just put your phone on the side, pay attention. Okay, ask questions in the middle. This is all part of active listening. Okay. Seek feedback from your colleagues. I already mentioned. Okay, when you present something, when you give a report or something, ask them, well, how was it? How can I improve it? So on. Take courses, workshops, communication skills. All of you mentioned it in the exam, in the assignment I gave, the first assignment. Then we will take workshops and courses and blah 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 in communication skills. Okay, read books or articles. It is written here on effective communication, but reading helps you generally. Okay, even if I'm reading stories, it will help my communication. Okay, so in the past few years, whenever I see someone who is good with communication, okay, so you ask them, what do you do? Okay, and most of the cases they are saying we love reading books, story books. Okay, stories, and you got the point. Okay, like not course books. Story books, or we love watching movies, or we love watching series, Netflix series. Okay, so when you are listening attentively and when you are reading, okay, so the first and the last one, okay, when you are reading and listening, it automatically improves your communication, automatically. Okay, so if you are doing these things, like you are 70% covered. 70% of the communication is covered. Now you just have to practice it. That's it. So it becomes easy. Somebody who is not listening and somebody who is not reading, he has to do more work now. Okay? Somebody who is already doing active listening and reading, even if it is something very interesting, like you don't have to listen to me, but you listen to somebody who is just telling you stories. Okay? Or you listen to movie stars, or you listen to soccer, football commentary. You are listening to them attentively. This will improve your communication. Automatically. You don't have to do anything. Automatically it will improve. Correct? Okay? So human mind, again, going back to the human psychology. What goes in comes out. What goes in comes out. Okay? So if you are reading and listening, it will improve what you are saying. Okay? Some wise man, I forgot the name now, he said if you want to be in the company of people who are good and wise, see who is good with his language. Because why people will be good with their language? Because they are reading and listening. Okay? So if they are reading and listening a lot, that means they are wise and good. Got my point? And how do they know? How do you know they are good and wise? Because of their language. And why their language is good? Because they are reading and listening. Got my point? Okay? So what goes in comes out. You have to make sure that your eyes and ears are looking at or reading and listening to something good. Okay? So then what you will say will be good as well. Okay? And I have lots of examples for that. So in conclusion, communication is very essential for engineering. Okay? Because you have to work in a team, it is good for your project and so on and so forth. Okay, now we come to project management. I told project management in civil engineering is normally up to what stage? Construction. Okay, normally. But I told you project does not finish at construction. We have communication, we have maintenance, management going on. Okay. What is project management? It involves three main things: planning, organizing, and monitoring. Planning, organizing, monitoring. Okay. So you set your goals, what you are trying to do, what do you need to fulfill your goals, and then you have to make sure that your project is according to your goals. Okay, this is all part of project management. What, how, and then check if it is according to the goals. Clear? It has these three elements: planning, what you want to do, how much you want to do, in what time, how much time. So I want to construct a building. Goal. 20-story building. Scope. I want to do it in 6 months. Timeline. Got it? This is all part of planning. Organizing. How much money I will need. How many people I need. What equipment I need. What material I need. Okay? This is all part of organizing. Once you arrange everything, leading. Leading means now you are doing everything now. Okay? So leading means now you will arrange a team and you will talk to them that if you finish this project, it will have this benefits and these benefits. And if there are any conflicts in the team, obviously people have difference of opinion, right? Maybe one person is saying something, another person is saying something else. Okay, so when there is conflict, how do you, how do you resolve the conflict? Okay, how do you negotiate between them? Okay, how will you manage the conflict? Controlling means monitoring the quality of your work. Are you on time? Are you within budget? Are you giving the required strength? Are you fulfilling your goal? And so on. This all comes under checking. All these comes under controlling. Controlling means supervision, monitoring, observation. Alright? Okay, quality check. And then we have closing. Closing is you take the project, give it to the client. Okay, you take feedback from your team members. You look at the record of the project and see what things you should do in future and what things you should not do in future. Okay, so closing involves learning from your experience. Okay, the very important part of closing is learning from your experience. Okay, so you look at the documents, take the feedback from the client, from the team members, from your boss, okay, and see what improvements you can do in the future. Got it? Clear? Any questions? Okay, next time inshallah we will finish all this and then you can take it. You are free from my side.